So welcome everybody for coming here and sharing this afternoon with us at our English Public Speaking Enhancement Workshop. Again, my name is Ellen and I'll be your MC today. I'm very honored. Before we move on to the workshop, let me introduce you a little about it. The Hong Kong Federation of Youth Groups Standard Chartered Hong Kong English Public Speaking Contest 2013 is co-organized by the English Speaking Union of Hong Kong and with the generous support from our sole sponsor, Standard Chartered Bank. This year, this event has come to its 10th year. The contest not only aims to improve your English linguistics, but also in other aspects, such as helping you to find out your own performing styles and training your confidence to speak in front of the crowd. Although the process lasts for quite a period of time, but I can assure you a very fruitful outcome. That's also the reason why last year, in 2011, we have attracted over 2,000 applicants in Hong Kong from secondary schools and local and international schools both. And as you can see today, we have a full house here at our workshop. Therefore, whether you have or haven't applied for our contest this year, I can pretty much guarantee you that your journey towards having a better English public speaking skill has already begun. Now, I believe all of you here, most of you at least, speak good English already. But some of you might worry that you still don't get enough time or chances to practice public speaking as much. So that's why we also decided to open some small groups classes, mini workshops for you to practice. During these sessions, you will practice with your instructors, you can practice with your peers, and most importantly, you get to have immediate feedback on your progress. And the session will also be held on the 29th and sometime around that, and in January as well in 2013. Now, for today's workshop, we are also very lucky to have a very professional and experienced trainer, Mr. Andrew Young, to share with us some very useful skills about public speaking. So may we please have a round of applause to just welcome him with us here today. Thank you. Now, Mr. Andrew Young, holder of graduate diploma in education and training with distinction and NLP master practitioner, has been a Toastmaster since 2005. He has been a well-received leader and speaker in both Western and Asian world. Passionate in public speaking, he has won many contests, both in Hong Kong and New Zealand, including the 2012 Humorous Speech Champion of Division G, which is Hong Kong. Therefore, later on, if you have any questions to raise to ask Mr. Young, we will have our Q&A session for you to actively participate in. In the meantime, we also know that the best way to learn is to share and exchange ideas, experiences, and skills with your peers. Starting from last year, we have added a little show from the Sir T.L. Yan English ambassadors sharing into our workshops. They have done incredibly well last year. So this year, we're really happy to have them again. The ambassadors are a group of young and energetic teenagers, students your age, and from the Sir T.L. Yan English Ambassadors Outreach Program, which is also under HKFYG, and which I'm also a very proud member of last year. And they're here to first cheer you up, as you all look quite bored from listening to me already. So they're going to cheer you up. And then secondly, of course, they have been working very hard for the last few weeks and trying to figure out what to present you to start you off in the direction towards having a better English public speaking performances. And hopefully their sharing will motivate you in taking a chance in this coming contest, because you will have nothing to lose. You will instead gain a very rich experience that you never imagined before. Our principle is learning to speak, speaking to learn. So throughout the contest is actually a process for you to boost your English public speaking skills. So let's welcome our student ambassadors onto the stage.
Okay, hi everybody. So I'm Claudia, and I'm the Vice President of the Sir T.L. Yang English Ambassadors Outreach. And I'm here today to do a short introduction of our group, and then some of my peers will present their experiences in English public speaking for you guys to all hear about and perhaps learn from. So, what we do and who we are. First, we're established in 2009 with the generous support from Dr. Jack Tang for Sir Teo Yang's 80th birthday. We go around Hong Kong and we actually do a lot of workshops for our peers and young students just like you guys. And we share our love for public speaking and the different tips that we've learned over the years as public speakers ourselves. So again, what we have done, we actually have been to quite a few primary and secondary schools on a school visits where we share our experiences in public speaking. In these sessions, there are around 200 people present, much less than here today. And we've also had some training workshops where we have small groups and we train some of you on public speaking tips as well. So what have we done this year? Well, we've actually done quite a lot this year, as Ellen told you about. We had a Winners to Winners workshop in October, where a lot of us who are past winners or participants in the contest actually shared our experiences in small groups, as you can see in the photos. Then in November, we went to two school visits, again, where we shared our experiences. And finally, now in December, we are doing the Speaking Enhancement Workshop with you guys, and we will have more Speaking Enhancement Workshops at the end of December and also in January. So what will we do? We're going to have more school visits and more public speaking workshops for you guys so then you can be well prepared for the contest and hopefully so that more of you will join and be interested. So how can you guys join us and be a part? Well, as you can see, we have a QR code right down here. So you guys can take a photo of it right now. Have a second. And after you take the photo, it will send you directly to our Facebook page, so then you guys can like us. On the page, you can find videos and inspiring thoughts that you guys can all look at. And we will update more things about the contest so you can track the different steps in this contest. So feel free to take the photo. We hope that you enjoy the rest of our presentations today, and thank you all for coming.
Hi everyone, my name is Amanda and I'm one of the ambassadors. So today I'm going to talk about how do you choose a topic, because a lot of friends actually ask me whether they should choose a more cliche topic or a more special topic to win the adjudicator's attention. So first of all, the cliche topic. For example, you can talk about the environment, which is actually I hope that everybody knows how to talk about it. Actually, you can find more information. You can link to your own experience more, and you can find more data, more quotes to begin your speech with this. And you can have a more closer link to the audience if you choose a topic about the environment or something more normal. But on the other hand, if you're not good enough, then the audience will feel bored, or you're not special enough to catch the attention. But if you choose something more special, such as the end of the world, like yesterday, supposedly, you can catch more attention, obviously, and you can have more special and interesting ideas that you yourself came up with instead of from the internet. But on the other hand, you can run out of information because you can't find enough information about the end of the world, for example. And maybe the judges will not be familiar with the topic. But one big advice of choosing the topic, don't put too much pressure, because what I did, I clicked random on Google, and I came up with a topic about luck. So my topic in the preliminary round is about what is luck. So that's very cliche. But I'm sure that everybody will know to choose a topic that you yourself is comfortable and familiar with. For example, you can talk about a theory, a scientific research if you're a scientist or you're a good student in science. Or you can talk about history, such as Hitler or Holocaust, like one of our ambassadors did last year. And you can talk about social phenomena such as teenage pregnancies, dating or stuff. but actually avoid doing too normal stuff, such as your dog, your cat at home. Unless you want to talk about animal rights, human rights, then it'll be fine because you have more theoretical and debatable things to talk about because you can include different views and different ideas, the goods and the advantages and stuff. Be sure to include things from both sides. So I'll pass on.
Hi, I'm Edward, and I go to KG5, King George V School. Today I'm going to be talking about doing research and planning and writing your speech. Undoubtedly, it's one of the most important stages of public speaking. I find public speaking similar to baking a cake. You need the right amount of flour, the right amount of sugar, the right amount of butter to make a perfect cake. Most people like to add a lot of ideas or a lot of information in their speech. And as I've said before, public speaking is like baking a cake. Adding too much of anything will make a bad speech. Personally, I like to stick with one or two key ideas and basically expand on them and flesh them out. Try to write your speech as if you're explaining something to your little brother, and take your audience through your argument step by step. One of the most important things to remember is not to over-research your speech. A couple of years ago, I did a speech on the global financial crisis back in 2008. And I remember sitting at my laptop just researching for hours and hours for facts and figures, how much money each country lost, how many jobs were lost, and how much spending was cut back by. And when I actually did my speech, everyone was just falling asleep and just looking blank-eyed at me. So the important thing is to remember that public speaking is conveying your own ideas and your own thoughts and your own messages. And most of your speech should come from the heart and what you really think. Don't be afraid to include experiences from your past or even include a funny joke in the middle of your speech. Because after all, public speaking is about you and what you want to say and what you want to convey to your audience. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Anissa. I'm from Marymount Secondary School, and today I'll be talking about how to relieve your stress before the competition. So there's actually two kinds of stress. One kind of stress, the first kind of stress, is the kind of stress days before the competition, and the other kind is the kind of stress, that nervousness right before you get up on stage. And so let's start with relieving stress days before the competition. Different people have different ways of relieving stress, but the most efficient way is actually to do what you like most. And for example, some of you might like doing exercises, listen to music, dance, watch a movie, or etc. Anything you like, you enjoy doing. And some of you, I know, especially girls, you like eating junk food when you feel nervous. Like before exams, a lot of you might get packs of chips and eat as your kind of spiritual support. But actually, eating too much of chips to relieve your stress, it doesn't really work because all it does is to make you less healthy. And what's more is that before this competition, your voice is very important. And when you eat too much chips, you might actually lose your voice. And that is something that we definitely want to avoid. And another thing is to prepare really well. When you're fully prepared, you will be much less nervous than those who didn't prepare well. And for me, my personal experience, I usually listen to music and dance with it. I'm a big lover of hip-hop. And sometimes I might sing and dance because singing and dancing is two of my most favorite things to do. I tried eating desserts once, but it's not exactly that it didn't work, but the thing is that the effect is not long-lasting. On the other hand, listening to music and doing exercise helped a lot. And now moving on to the stress right before you get up on stage. And this is actually much more difficult than relieving stress days before the competition, as you are standing right. Usually, it's just stand right there before you get up on stage. You can actually see the competitor before you getting off stage, and then the MC just calls out your name. That feeling is actually not exactly awful, but it's just pretty scary, all right? And so I think the most effective way and most common way that a lot of us speakers here do is that we take a sip of water before we get up on stage, but not too much, not whole gulp. Just take a sip, or else it might give you a floaty stomach. And don't look at your cue cards too much, because if you focus on memorizing your cue cards too much before you get up on stage, it actually makes you even more nervous. And but rather than memorizing your speech before getting up on stage, do it the days and nights before. As we know, you have actually plenty of time before the competition to prepare well on your speech and memorize it well before you get out on stage. And don't just focus on memorizing the speech before you get up on stage. Rather, focus on how to relieve your nervousness. And from a personal experience, I usually take a sip of water as well, but I also do one extra thing. So is that you grip your fist really, really hard, and then you let it go slowly. Let's just try to do it together. Come on. Get up your fist really, really hard, really as hard as you can, and then let it loose slowly. Well, you might not feel nervous now, but when you're really nervous, that actually kind of works. So yeah, it actually works like before you get on stage. All right, and last time, a not really good experience was I entered the finals last year. And I kept on looking at my cue cards before getting up on stage, and I ended up feeling really, really nervous, and I spoke really fast on stage, which is actually something that is definitely should be avoided. And so never look at your cue cards too much and rely on them too much before you get up on stage, because it'll make you even more nervous, all right? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ga Hao from German Swiss International School. So I'm going to talk about overcoming challenges during speech delivery after Anissa talked about what happens before. So it's really, really normal to feel nervous. Like even I myself, I feel a little nervous standing in front of hundreds of people. But this is a really normal thing. And how I overcome it is I let myself believe that it is something I'm really, really passionate about, and it is. And I talk about it to you as if I was talking to you in a Starbucks coffee table with my friends and with my buddies, and talk about it like it was very normal. When you talk to your friends, you don't stutter a lot. You don't get nervous a lot. You just talk about it, and you keep going on and on and on, because you have so much to say about it, because you love it so much. Therefore, during the speech, you keep your energy and your confidence, because something you're very, very familiar about. Remember that. Moreover, public speaking is speaking about something you love in front of a lot of people. And there should be no reason to be afraid. Some people might think that it's very easy to feel separated to the audience. For example, I'm on stage, but all of you are down there. But however, remember that we all share the same atmosphere. We're all listening to the same thing and the same ideas. We have to learn to appreciate that people came here to listen to your ideas and share your thoughts. And this is very important as well. And lastly, I know many of you may have happened. This may have happened to a lot of you, sorry. But if you forget your speech, don't get nervous. Don't say because it's not going to work. No one can understand your ideas when you say They are not speaking the language. So what I do is I take a second, take a large pause, and a deep breath. Let it go out, and you continue what you're saying confidently, and begin to get the adjudicate's attention and interest again. Thank you.
So hello, I'm Chin Yu. I'm from Allen School. So today I'll be talking about my own experience on English public speaking. So I remember when I was young, at primary school, I hated English. It was one of the worst subjects ever to me. I tried avoiding to speak English whenever possible, and I love to speak Cantonese. But however, as you guys all know, English is one of the most spoken languages around the world. And it's important and it's crucial to be able to communicate effectively using English. So as I grew up, I became more mature, and I decided to find ways of improving my English level. So the school recommended this competition to me, and I decided to participate. So the first time I participated was 2 years ago. I remember the first time when I went in, I was super nervous. I had no training like you guys. I just went there and did it. I remember my eyes were glued to my cue cards. And I was stuttering. And basically the delivery was awful. And of course I did not get into the second round. So what would you guys do? Would you give up or would you try again? Well, I said to myself, I must find a way to improve. So In the year, I participated in the speech festival, the Hong Kong Speech Festival, which I'm sure a few of you will do. And I participated in inter-school debate. And after 1 year of gaining experience, I went back and did the competition the second year. I remember on the preliminary round, I did a speech on money, greed, and appreciation. And I managed to end up in the top 10 out of, I don't know, around 1,000 contestants or so. So this is a little real-life story that I've shared with you today. I have taken my very first step to improve my English. And I'm sure that every one of you sitting in this room can do that if you're willing to step up and just go for the first step and your very first step. So just before I end, I want to say good luck to all the contestants, and thank you.
Thank you very much. You will have to take a picture first. Thank you so much. Let's give them another round of applause because they're really good. They're doing better and better each year. I'm really, really proud of them. And I really agree with the chips thing, like being healthy before you go on stage, because I haven't eaten my breakfast yet. I woke up at 11 a.m. and I just rushed here, so it's really bad. But I'll survive until the end. So thank you very much again. Now, to officially start, we will invite our guest, Dr. Werner Bickley, from the English-Speaking Union of Hong Kong, to present us with the welcoming remarks. So, Dr. Bickley, please.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, students. Let me welcome you to this first stage of this competition, which will end next year, rather next year, almost next week, in London. Today, as you all well know, English is the language of the world. It's the mother tongue of about 380 million people in traditionally English-speaking countries, such as Britain, Australia, New Zealand, and the United States. We have to add to those numbers 350 million second language English speakers in countries such as India, Nigeria, and Singapore. And we must also add a further 500 to 1,000 million people in countries like China, Japan, and Russia. So the staggering total is at least a third of the world's population, which is quite extraordinary. This linguistic trend has affected the English-Speaking Union, which was founded in London in 1918, just before the end of the First World War. And the organization has now spread to include 56 different countries, including Hong Kong. Here in Hong Kong, we focus on three main areas. First, the encouragement of participation and excellence in public speaking and in debating. Every year we bring a debating team from London to visit upper secondary schools and to run a program on the art of debate. Second, we are interested in education, training, and language consultancy services. And thirdly, we have something called English in Action. This competition today and in the coming weeks is a demonstration of English in action. I was very impressed, I have to say, by the speeches made by the ambassadors. I think that the English language in Hong Kong is in extremely good hands if the standard continues to be like theirs. And I'm sure that there are very, very many students in this audience who will one day be standing where the 6 ambassadors stood, and also performing, if that's the right word, performing just as well. So I think this competition, which started in 2004, and we have been associated with the Federation of Youth Groups in the organization of the competition since that year, the growth has been quite extraordinary. I remember in that year, we thought we might have about 80 students, 80 entries. So we hired a room which would accommodate about 100 entries, allowing for a few extra. Within no time, in the second week, when we started that, we had 200 entries. So we had to find somewhere else. The week after that, it was 500 entries. We had to find somewhere else. We kept moving from venue to venue. I think we may even have come here. It was quite extraordinary. And in that first year, we had over 1,000 entries. And last year, there was something like 2,100, 2,200 entries. And I'm sure there will be an equal number this year. So it is amazing that this interest has developed over the years, and we look forward to working with the Federation of Youth Groups, to continue working with the Federation, and of course the English-speaking Union. We will work together, I hope, in the future to run this competition and to work with you and with your ambassadors who contributed so well this afternoon. Now, I'm sure that those of you who are going to be speaking after this will do very well indeed. I do congratulate you for entering the competition, and I do congratulate you on coming here this afternoon and being able to find it so easily despite the difficulty of finding the shuttle bus. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Dr. Bakley again. Right now, we're going to have our ambassadors up, and let's invite our guest speaker as well onto the stage. Before we move on to the workshop part, we'll present our guest speaker with the souvenir first. And also, we'll have the picture taken.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bakley. And I'll introduce you just a minute.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Bakley, for such encouraging words. I'm sure all of you here will be very motivated to join our contest, the coming contest, and making the most out of this opportunity. And I'm pretty sure our students will continue to impress you, Dr. Bakley. And now we're moving on to the most exciting part of our event today. Our guest speaker, Mr. Andrew Young, is going to talk to you about all you need to know about English public speaking. Mr. Young is a full-time trainer with a German-owned conglomerate with business partners both in Europe and Asia. Besides that, he has also been engaging himself in numerous youth training programs, both in New Zealand and in Hong Kong. His love for helping youngsters drove him today here as well to share with you and develop all of you into young professional English speakers. He is going to share with you some how do you shine on stage. Let's put our hands together to welcome Mr. Young on stage and join him in the educational, entertaining, and engaging workshop. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Andrew Young. Now let's get one thing straight. I'm just a few years older than you are. Please call me Brother Andrew. In recent years, some of the young people become very, should I say, honest and a bit rude. Because when they see me, you know what they call me? Uncle Andrew. So please, it's brother Andrew. That's how you pronounce the word, brother. Oh, good. Oh, thank you. Oh, well done. I like you all already. So what will brother Andrew share with you today is the joy of public speaking. How do you present in English? It's actually very fun. Before we start, though, let's do something amazing. I understand that there are over 700 people in this room. Wouldn't it be interesting if we greet each other at a synchronized manner? So we say hello to each other at the same time. Let's try this. So all you need to say is hello, okay? I will count from 3 to 1. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Once more with some energy, please. 3, 2, 1. Good, excellent. Now, I'll now divide you into 4 groups. So you have got group 1 here, group 2, group 3, and group 4. So when I point my hand at you, do you know what to do? Say hello, right? So let's try this once. Hello. Is that enough energy? No. Try again. Hello. Good. Okay, this part. Hello. Excellent. Give yourself a round of applause. I have always wanted to be a music conductor. You know those who do that. But I never qualified because I don't, know how to read the, how to call it. I can't remember. Anyway, I don't know music, but I want to be a conductor today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point to you and you say, hello, yes, and then. We are making music. Here comes the most important part of this exercise. Now, around you, there should be at least 3 to 4 people. There's a maximum of 8 people around you. So where are they? They are beside you. Okay, probably someone that you know, your friends, and people in front and behind you. I want you to meet them. Quite simple. Say hello and briefly introduce your name to them. They will help you in. Don't start yet, please. Okay. No. Let me explain first. Thank you. So introduce yourself to them, and then just briefly meet them, and then just mention your name. So you can start now, please.
Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
Okay. I'm not going to do Gangnam Style. If you want to see Gangnam Style, you're in the wrong venue. Sorry, okay? So we're here to do public speaking. Now, why am I doing this exercise? First of all, I'd like you to meet some new friends. So when you leave the room this day, hopefully at least you meet one new person. And they will help you in a minute. Second of all, I'd like you to know that we will do some exercises today. The name of today's event is Speaking Enhancement Workshop. And in the workshop, we work. So if you just sit here and listen, it will be a listen shop, right? So today is a workshop. We work. Thirdly, I want to introduce you to this music that hopefully you already know. When you hear this music, please stop, because there are 700 mouths in this room, and I will lose my voice if I try to get you to stop. I know you've got a lot to say. So we need to keep track of time. So thank you. Now, move on to the main part, public speaking. Speaking in front of the public. You have already learned many things already. I was doing this. Squeeze your hand really tight and then release. Take a sip of water and then find a topic that is about environment, all that. Very useful experience. What comes to your mind when you talk about public speaking? Is it always on the stage? Do I always need a PowerPoint? Do I need to prepare? No? Okay. Yes, sometimes, but not always. What other forms of talking is public speaking? Actually, you just introduce yourself to the person next to you. That is a form of public speaking. It can happen at any time, anywhere. Simple as when your mom asks you after a long day of school, okay, you come back, and your mom asks you, where have you been? When you give your answer, it is also public speaking. So that's why we need to learn public speaking skills. I'm not asking you to lie to your mom, although you may want to. Oh, those who are laughing, you know, okay. But if you got good public speaking skills, you can present your answers logically and confidently, and your mom won't think that you have been naughty. Some say that, I'm not sure whether you've heard of this before, some say that public speaking is very similar to looking for a boyfriend and a girlfriend. Sure? Right? Who is very experienced in looking for a boyfriend and girlfriend? Anyone put their hand up? Oh, over there. So spotlight, please. There, look at him. Oh, good. Now, you must also be very good at public speaking as well. Why? Because when you're looking for a girlfriend and boyfriend, and when you prepare for a speech, both of them, you need to prepare and practice. So before I approach a girl, I will probably prepare what I'm going to say, right? And then I'm going to practice in front of a mirror. Okay. And then I'll approach the girl. Now, some people in this audience will definitely say, no, I don't need to prepare. I'm just good. I just approach a girl or a guy, and then that person follow me. Is there anyone in this audience who fall into that category? Yeah? No hands this time. Why? Okay, no. Some people don't need to prepare, but most of us need to. Okay? So as well as public speaking, you need to prepare and practice. And that's why it is so wonderful that you have organization like this to organize workshop of this format. I also understand that you also get the workshop with the champion and throughout from here to the February. The contest itself is also an opportunity for you to prepare and practice. You may wonder, Andrew, you've been talking about preparation and practice for half an hour already. So what do we prepare? What do we practice? 3 things, just 3 simple things. You need to prepare the content, the structure, and the delivery. Content, structure, delivery. The content is your message, or what you're going to say, the content. Structure is how you organize the content. Delivery is how you present the organized content. So everybody, please, now since you see I don't have any PowerPoint, I don't have any notes, so you need to remember what I'm saying, hopefully. So please, repeat after me, content, structure, delivery. Content, structure, delivery. Content? Content? Excellent. Try to hypnotize the person beside you and then say to them, content, structure, delivery. Do it, serious. Content, structure, delivery. Yeah. Do it in a hypnotized tone, just try to make them to asleep. Content, structure. When you fall asleep tonight, you remember content, structure, delivery. Content, structure, delivery. So what is after structure? Delivery. What is before structure? Okay. So let's talk about the first point now, which is, I was so worried because when I asked this question, if no one answered, then the first part is content. Content. Where do you find speech topic? Now, I understand that some of the champions already shared their experience, but where do you find speech topic? Speech topics are everywhere. You just need to write them down. I found it quite difficult, especially when I'm preparing for speech contest. Say, for example, I have a deadline of 1 month or two weeks, for example, and I need to think and come up with a speech topic. I can never come up with a speech topic because I'm under a time pressure and I need to think of a good speech topic. That's why I begin to develop the habit of writing down ideas. Nowadays, it's so convenient. When I was young, I don't have this. Okay? Or, when I was young, the phone looked like a air conditioning remote control. Anyone still got those? Yeah? No? TV remote control? Now it looks like this. And when you have a good idea, just write them down. Write them down in things like this. But if you don't have a phone, what can you do? Write it on a piece of paper. Quite simple. You need to begin to accumulate bits and pieces of idea. And then when you write them down, they are not a speech itself. But you need to develop these ideas. And one day, they will turn into a speech. Having said all that, once you have got all this idea, you still need to write the speech, right? But before you write the speech, you need to find your style. Yeah, Gangnam Style again. Yes. Okay, yeah. Gangnam Style, all right. So your style, what is your style? Now, in this world, it's actually quite strange. Whenever you walk into the room or you walk on the stage, the audience will begin to judge what sort of person you are. They cannot help it. Human beings cannot help it. When you meet a new person, it takes them about 5 seconds that they will begin to judge you. They will judge you depending on your size, how you look, your age, and how you dress. I'm sure as soon as I walk on stage, you begin to judge what kind of person am I, right? Some people will say, oh, this guy, is he speaking? Is he going to be boring? Some people will say, oh, this guy is actually quite good looking. Maybe. Why are you laughing? Huh? That's the truth. Okay. Don't scare me. Okay. Where was I? Yes. So they begin to judge you. I'm sorry. Now, even if you are a very smart person, it may somehow, because of your look, the audience will perceive you as someone who is different. So what I want you to do now is I have an exercise for you. Remember the new friends that you've just met? Talk to them, okay? And ask them what kind of person they think you are. Now, please, one thing very important. So you ask somebody what sort of style you are, what sort of person you are. Are you a cheerful person? Are you a happy person or a serious person? Things like that, right? Please use encouraging words to the other person. Don't tell the other person, I think you are ugly. You know? That is rude, okay? So please use encouraging words. Even though if they are very extremely ugly, try to come up with a good word. Right? So please use encouraging words, and then the person who listens to the feedback, please consider that this is only their opinion. They can be wrong. Okay? I'll give you 3 minutes.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
Thank you.
Gangnam Style.
Yeah. So I think that you probably find out a little bit more about yourself, but actually how others perceive you as a person, right? Anyone found that it meets their expectation. It is who you think you are when others describe you. So no one. So anyone found that it is actually quite shocking. Anyway, to me, it was a shock, right? I always consider myself as a very serious person. Again, people are laughing. Now, again, when I try once deliver speeches that I think I'm just, trying to express myself in a very emotional speech, and then I'm telling a very touching story about how my mom hold on to me, all that, and then the audience was laughing. When I get off stage, people say, "Oh, you are so funny." And then I say, "No, I'm trying to be a very serious person." It somehow doesn't work. Since then, I changed my approach. Now, I'm not saying that for example, if you're a very humorous person, I'm not saying that you will never develop deliver a professional yet serious speech. Just that at the initial stage of doing presentations, of trying to learn public speaking, it would work to your advantage if you find a style that is suitable to you. Do not work against your style. Okay. To be quite honest with you, I've tried this public speaking for several years now, and I'm really working towards more and more professional. But it's quite difficult because when I come out, people tend to laugh. Okay? So I'll just take advantage of this and then use it in my speeches. So once you've got your topic, think about the topic, whether it would fit your style. Hopefully the champions will help you to find out more about your style, and you can continue to ask people around you and find out what your style really are, how people see you. So once you find your style, then you need to come up with a topic, what you're going to say. Once you got your topic, you need to ask yourself some questions. The 5 W's and 1 H. I hope you all learned this at school. If you don't, then please go back to school and learn it again. So 5 W's and 1 H are questions that begin with what?
Why, when, where, which, and how.
What, why, when, where, which, and how. Thank you, the first row, second row. Well done. So can somebody put their hand up, actually, and tell me what's their favorite color? Oh, at the back. Is there a mic at the back? Yep. And one more person put their hand up, please. Okay, green. I can hear you, green. So please tell me what's your favorite food?
Green too. It's green.
What's your favorite food?
I don't
sorry,
have
I just
one.
changed the question. Hey?
I don't have one.
Okay, anyone who has got a favorite food? Green, huh? Did you say green, the lady?
Chocolate.
Sorry?
Chocolate.
Green chocolate. Okay. No, sorry, that's my speech topic. So my speech topic is green chocolate. So I'm going to talk about green chocolate. Now, I'm actually doing a demo for the exercise that you will do in a minute, okay? So you will come up with a topic. It does not have to be the one that you will use to enter the speech contest, but you need to have a topic. Begin to think of a topic now. So suppose my topic is green chocolate. And then you find a partner who sits next to you, and then the other person needs to ask you questions that begins with any of the 5 W's and 1 H. So who are you delivering this topic to? I'm delivering this topic to an audience of 700. I'm going to talk about green chocolate. When are you doing this? I'm doing this right now, or I'm doing this in February. So when you're being asked this question, think through the topic. Whether, the person being asked, the advantage is you think through your topic, and then you think a lot of things, actually. Remember, the other person who asked these questions need to keep asking them why. Why? Why am I going to talk about green chocolate? Because it's the favorite chocolate I have. It was made in Belgium, and okay, so why are you talking about green chocolate that is made in Belgium? Because if they run out of reason, that is probably a sign that this topic still need to work on. But if every time you ask why, this person can somehow come up with an answer, it is an indication that this is a topic that they like. So let me talk more about the why before we proceed to the exercise. The why is the purpose of the speech. Why are you telling the audience this, talking on this topic? The purpose on speech can be divided into roughly into 4 categories. Don't need to remember this, okay? Why? You can divide it into 4, okay? So the purpose, first is to inform, second is to persuade, third is to entertain, and fourth type is to inspire. So the informing type speech is, I will tell you something so that you will learn something. So that's the first type. The second type, persuade, I will tell you something so that you will change the way you behave. So the audience will change the way you behave. The third type, to entertain, I will tell you something so that you will feel happy. And the fourth type is to inspire. I will tell you something so that you won't change the way you behave now, but when you go home having dinner, you suddenly have, aha, okay, I may change the way I behave. So that's inspiring. These are the 4 types. Why am I saying that you don't need to remember this? Because in reality, you won't work like this. It will be a mixture of this. Sometimes you inform and entertain. You inspire and inform, things like that. But the key is you need to know why. So what I'll do is now we'll have a group exercise. I'll divide, please find a partner, hopefully in pairs. If you cannot find a partner, please join a group of 2. So everyone at least get their turn. So one person will come up with a topic, and the other person will ask them questions that begin with the 5 W's and 1 H. And keep asking them why at the end. Why, until they run out of reasons. Okay? It is to help them. So you do it once now, and then when you go home, you can do the same. So please begin now, 5 minutes. Do not talk about Gangnam Style, please. I can hear it. So it's about turn that you swap to the other person if the other person didn't have a turn yet. So, or talk to more people if you have already finished, if you're paired. 30 seconds left.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
Okay, so hopefully you've got a speech topic and you have put it through the test. You can do this at home again. You know, I emphasize the point of preparation and practice. Keep doing this. So what have we talked about in this small section? We have talked about you need to find your style, and then you need to ask yourself the 5 W's and 1 H. So let's move to the second part of preparing a speech, which is structure. Yes, you need to prepare the structure. So you have prepared some content, and you need to somehow organize this content. And this is what we call a structure. The most basic way of doing this is you have an opening or introduction, and then you have a conclusion and finish at the end. In between, you put your points. So you have an opening, closing, and ideas in between. That's what they call tell them what you are going to tell them, and then tell them what you have told them. This is the most basic structure that every speechist should follow. But we run into one problem nowadays. I see many presentations. They just come to the stage and say, "Good morning. I am going to tell you about ABC today. Firstly, A is A, B is B, C is C, and in conclusion, I told you ABC." And I like my speech, right? As an audience or the judge, it is actually, there are many angles, I call it many angles, sharp angles in this speech. It's like using a needle to punch to my ear every time you say, "Good morning, A, punch," and then first point A, right? So you need to use sandpaper to sharpen this angle. Okay? You still need to follow this structure, right? How to organize your speech, but you need to do it in a more smooth way. Smooth way. Not too smooth. If it is too smooth, then the audience won't realize. But if it still has sharp edges, then it hurts the ears. How do we do that? Now, I will explain it in 2 exercises. Let's do the first one first. May I ask, do all of you have a pen and paper? Yes? Okay. So we'll do a memory test. So please get your pen and paper ready. Now, this is just a game. Don't be too serious. Huh? And please do not write anything down unless I tell you to do so, okay? So what will happen is I will read you 10 items. And you need to remember these 10 items. And please do not cheat and write down this answer, please. Can I throw some things at people if they cheat? No, right? So please, remember these items. And then once I've completed reading these 10 items, I will give you 15 seconds to write them down. Okay? We are just doing a plain memory test. So anybody don't understand what we're saying? Does anybody understand? No? Okay, let me repeat. I will read you 10 items, and then you will remember these 10 items. Try to remember this as much as you can. But do not write anything down yet. Okay? Once I've completed reading the 10 items, you will write them down. I'll give you 15 seconds to write down. And then we will compare the answer. So anybody still don't understand? Okay, so let's try this once. Don't worry, it's just a game. So I'll read you 10 items and see who has got the biggest brain to remember all the 10 items. Because the more you can remember doesn't mean you're smartest, right? Okay, the first item is MTR. Second item, iPhone. Third item, Washington. Washington. Fourth item, fish balls. Fifth item, ninja. Ninja. Sixth item, paper clips. Seventh item, multimedia. Eighth item, yum cha. Ninth item, Galaxy S. 10th item, stone. So now you have 15 seconds to write them down. The more you say hi, you're just using your time. Okay, I'll count from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Would everybody please stand up? Stand up, yes. Thank you, yes. Now, as I said, this is just a game, a memory test. What I'll do is I will read those 10 items again. As soon as you got one of them incorrect, please sit down. So I would like to see how many of you get all the answers correct. So if you got all the answers correct, you will remain standing at the end of this. Understood? So you will sit down as soon as you get one correct. Once you sit down, please do not stand up again. Okay, are you ready? So the first one was MTR. Okay. The second one is iPhone. Third one, Washington. Oh, by the way, be honest, please. I trust you. The fourth one, fishball. Yes. Fifth one, ninja. Oh. Okay. So let's take a look around us. Half of us sat down already. Okay. Sixth one, paper clips. Seventh one, multimedia. Eighth one, yum cha. I heard that, yeah. Ninth one, Galaxy S. And 10th, stone. So you all, those who are who are still standing, that means you have got all the answers correct. Am I correct? Yeah. Yes? Round of applause. So I'll say, sit down please. Okay. So I'll say out of 700 people, there are about 30 of us remain standing, so that's quite good, okay? But as you were giving me this reaction, these topics are crazy, right? So let's try this once again, the second time. I'm going to also read you 10 items, and please do not write them down. Remember those. At the end, yes, we're going to do this again. And then at the end of this, we will compare answers again. So second round, ready? Yeah? Okay, second round. Oh, by the way, I'm not associated to any organization, I will say in a minute, okay? This is not a commercial. Because the first item is iPod. Second item, iPod Touch. Third item, iPhone. Fourth item, iPad. Fifth item, Apple. Sixth item, Samsung. Seventh item, Galaxy S. Eighth item, Galaxy Note. Ninth item, Galaxy Tab. 10th item, Android. Write down, please. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up, please. Thank you. Oh, it's exciting. See how we do this time. Okay. Ready? Hey, do not copy answer from the person next to you, please. Okay. The first one was iPod. Second one was iPod Touch. Third one, iPhone. Fourth, iPad. 5, Apple. 6, five has gone by and most of us are still standing. Good. 6, Samsung. 7, Galaxy S. 8, Galaxy Note. 9th, Galaxy Tab. 10th, Android. Round of applause for yourselves. So sit down please, thank you. So over half of the audience, I would say 75% of the audience were still standing in the second exercise. Why? Both the first time and the second time, there were 10 ideas. How come the second time you guys are doing better? Did you take any special pills between the game? No? What happened? I can hear easy to remember. So why are they easy to remember? Related, thank you. Okay. So on the surface, I've got 10 ideas in the second time. But actually, I've only got 2 ideas. One is about Apple products, 2 is about Samsung products. Now I must repeat, I'm not related to any of those organizations, right? And those products are not only they are related topics, right? But they are also related to the audience. Whereas the first one, we talk about fishbowl, ninja, paper clips, multimedia. There are things just everywhere, scattered idea. So why am I saying this? Because, again, I'll give you an example. I've listened to speeches when the speaker came up, and then he or she, okay, I don't want to name it, began the speech with, "Good morning. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. So this morning, I woke up at 7 a.m. and I went to the bathroom. And then secondly, I went jogging. I love jogging. Jogging is my hobby." And then he moved on to the third point. "I would like to be a lawyer when I grow up." As an audience, I found it strange because this person began talking about his day. I thought he's going to tell me what happened during the morning, afternoon, and the evening, right? But then he moved on to talking about his hobby, which is jogging. And then he suddenly moved on to talking about his career, which is unrelated to jogging. If you say, I like jogging, and that's why when I grow up, I will be a marathon runner, for example. But then he talked about a lawyer, right? These are 3 ideas about the speaker himself or herself, which only the speaker would understand. So when you organize your speech, you need to find relationship between the topics. Now, to further illustrate my point, I'd like to invite 8 volunteers to the stage. It can be any one of you. What you need to do up on the stage, you don't need to speak, okay? You just need to play with me. So I need 8 volunteers to come to the stage. Please come to the front. Just come to the front and line up. I need 8 persons only. Just come to the stage. We are not at school, so please don't put your hand up. I'm not good at this. Okay, we have enough. Good. Okay, yep, keep coming. Those who came up, okay. So please come onto the stage. A round of applause. So you don't need to speak, so don't need to, just come. Yep. Okay, sorry, I don't have time to let all of you introduce each other. Okay, so you, okay.
Who gave me this mic?
Okay, just pass it back. Okay. Now, how many of you are here? So please, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a lot of you. So my topic today is about human being. I will talk about human being. Okay. So I am going to give you this. Okay. and then I am going to give you this, okay? So please stand to the front, and then please stand to the back, okay? Now, would all the girls goes into here, come to here, and all the boys come to here?
What do you say?
Just line up. Oh, and line up, please, because there are too many of you. Okay, so girls, please line up in one row like this. Yep. Okay. Now, the guys who have got the paper, please stand here and remain standing here. And also you, please stand here and remain standing here. Okay. Now, before they do this, before I organize my speech, because remember, every one of these helpers are a speech idea. Before I organize my speech, I didn't know that girls are more willing to volunteer than boys. Look at that. Huh? How many boys are there? Over 9,000 boys, yes. And there were over 90,000 girls here. So if this is my speech, I would be talking about human being, right? So I begin with her, who is my opening. You are my opening. So he is my conclusion, right? And then I've got two ideas. Suddenly, I found I've got too many points for girls. What do I do? I'm sorry, I have to throw these ideas away. So please, just step back. Yeah. No, stay here. Yeah. So this is how, my speech is my baby. I do not like to cut the ideas apart. It's like I don't want you guys to go away. But then if my speech, the first part is too long, then the second part would look very strange, right? So sometimes when you are doing speech, you need to do things like this. And remember, each one of these person is a speech idea. I can organize them in different way. So let me organize it in a different way. Those with glasses, please stand on this side. Those without glasses, please stand on this side. No, except the opening and closing. Thank you, sorry. It's usually my fault. I forgot to explain. Yes, opening stand here and closing stand here. Now, again, you organize your speech in a different manner. You realize again, this time I have got another problem. Too many people wearing glasses. So my idea, I've got too much idea in this part. If I organize it this way, it's still not good enough. So I need to trim my idea somehow. So, I'm sorry, you guys again. So, you see, right? So the point I'm trying to make is you need to organize your speech, and then you look at your ideas. Sometimes you need to trim your ideas. So what is one more thing. Because I have adjusted how I organize my content, I also need to adjust my opening. So I need to adjust your opening. So maybe you hold it like this. Okay, so I've adjusted my opening. And I will adjust my conclusion. Okay, so maybe I'll readjust. There's something like that, right? So every time you change the content, you need to adjust it. Okay, so we'll do one more change. Okay, so just you can play the audience. Thank you. So how do I group this? Any ideas? How do I group this group? Okay, those who are wearing jacket on here, those who are not wearing jacket on here, and school uniform here. Yeah. Now sometimes sometimes you have got, So, okay, good. Sometimes you have to do things like this because there are too many ideas. You might need to break it into different parts. And then you say, I'll begin talking about human beings. Some of them do not wear any jacket, right? And then some of them wear uniform, although there's only one of them. But this is a very important point because uniform is right? And then I might invite more uniforms to come here, right? And then, I have those who wear jacket. But because it's winter, too many of us are wearing jacket. I've got too many ideas. So I have to throw some of the ideas away again, right? So I hope you understand my point. So thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And my opening and closing. Thank you very much. Okay, so every time you change your speech idea, you need to adjust your opening and closing again. A lot of information already, right? So we've talked about structure. You need to organize your structure. You need to organize your content. So, for example, you have already got a good idea, and then you have organized your speech in a very structured manner. The third part would be delivery. You need to present your message. When we deliver, it is a matter of only practice. Practice, practice, practice. Delivery is actually the most important part in most public speaking. Writing, you can write, you can script it, you can write in the most beautiful way you can. Some of you have got very good English writing skills already, but if you cannot deliver in a very professional manner, it demerits the speech. Okay? So even if you write a perfect speech, if you cannot deliver it properly, then you are losing points. So delivery is very important. That's why I like events like this. You get to work with the champions in the workshops. You get to practice with your friends. So you practice your delivery skills. And when we practice, we only practice two things. One is use of voice. One is use of body language. To help me demonstrate the point, I'd like to invite one of my friends to the stage. Okay. He will demonstrate how do we use our voice in vocal variety. Please welcome my friend. Oh, can you give him a mic, please? Yes. No. Give him a mic. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so you have something to say to us, right?
Yes.
A demonstration.
I don't want to mislead you. I couldn't tell a lie. But do you know who rules the school? My little friend, 'tis I.
So what is your name, my friend?
My name is Wayne Hui.
Where do you live?
I live in Taikushi.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Wayne. So please go back to the stage. Oh, okay. Well, actually, Wayne, come back. Hey! To Wayne. What happened? Who are you? Okay, so you have something to say as well?
I don't want to mislead you. I couldn't tell a lie. But do you know who rules the school? My little friend, 'tis I.
Okay. So are you Wayne? How come there were two Wayne? Who are you?
I am Herbert Hui.
Oh, you are Herbert. So where's Wayne? Okay. Actually, they're twin brother. So thank you, Wayne and Herbert. Now, let us do the demonstrations again. Listen carefully in the tone that they use, how they use their voice, okay? So first of all, please, Herbert, please repeat your part again.
I don't want to mislead you. I couldn't tell a lie. But do you know who rules?
Okay, I'm sleeping already. Thank you. And you?
I don't want to mislead you. I couldn't tell a lie. But do you know who rules the school? My little friend, 'tis I.
Thank you. Now, can you hold on to this, please? Yes? Now, thank you. Now, they're actually my actors, so they are just helping me to prove a point. So which one do you like better? Any preference, by the way? Okay, you've got some fans. Maybe you can do some signature afterwards. Maybe. Now, actually, they are the two extremes. He is over here. He is the one, what I called robot. I just read what I have written. And I am reading like this. But on the other side, he is the other end of the spectrum. A bit like Mickey Mouse when he read it. Hey, welcome to Disneyland, right? The two extremes. As an audience or as a judge, I often found it quite interesting. One guy walks in talking like a robot, and the other guy walks in talking like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. How do I cope? What am I seeking, looking for, is something in between. Not too much of this, but not too much of that. Okay? So thank you very much for having me to prove the point. Sorry, we should rehearse more. Now, so how do you do it? You need to change your voice. Now, please remember, don't change it too much. But if you are, just don't tell me, okay? If you think that you are one of the robots, right? Try to be more Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, things like that, okay? Try to add in vocal varieties. When we talk about vocal varieties, there are 4 points that we need to be aware of. 4 P's, okay? Your pitch, your power, your pace, and pause. Pitch, power, pace, pause, okay? So the first one is pitch. Pitch is how you have different frequency. Power is how loud and how soft you say it, all right? And then pace is the speed that you're talking. Some of us tend to talk faster, but sometimes you may want to speak slower. And pause. Pause is important. Because when you pause, people think that you're going to do something special. So it is important to do pause. Now, the question is, when do I use this? When do I use this? It has to be associated to the speech itself. So there's no one formula. When do I use the pitch, power, pause, and pace, right? There's no one formula to adjust it. As long as it sounds normal, that's okay. English is a non-tonal language. Chinese is a tonal language. If you vary the word of a Chinese word, for example, ma, 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 they all sound different. The word will be a different word. But in English, if you vary the word mum, 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 it's still meaning the same thing, just that you're using it to express your emotion. One of the reasons why Chinese students do not like to vary their voices, because if they vary their voice, they are afraid that it may mean something different. Actually, it is just using your tone to express your emotions. So I'd like you to put you into groups of 2 again, or 3 people, and then take turns to try the following phrase, and then use different vocal variety. You can try first, and then I will read out some emotions for you to practice on. The phrase that you are going to say in the spirit of Christmas is jingle bells, jingle all the way. Now, please do not sing it, right? No, don't sing it. So, for example, the first one we're going to do is we're going to do a happy one. So we will say, jingle bells, jingle all the way. You wouldn't do happy as jingle bells, jingle all the way. That's not happy, right? Okay? So please, groups of 2, practice to each other. First of all, try different style first. The other person can tell your partner what emotion you're going to do. Okay, start now. Okay, now let's try an angry one. Angry jingle bells. Angry yet sad. A sad and a slow one. A deep, combining voice, but sound happy. Okay, so you can try this at home. You can play this game, and you can actually use different phrases you want. Okay? So I've talked about how to use your voice. And then finally, we're going to talk about the last and the most important thing in delivering your speech, which is using your body language. Okay? Using your body language. Body language is about, there are 5 points: body movement, gesture, facial expression, eye contact, and posture. It is impossible to remember all this. And that's why we have something called boy, girlfriend, eat pizza. Just remember this: boy, girlfriends, eat pizza. So each one of these words represents different things in body language. Since boy, girlfriend is very important, let's talk about boy, girlfriend first. So boy means the body movement. Body movement should be natural. What is body movement? Whenever I move my body this way, you see I have been moving a lot during the speech, right? Because I've got a big stage. Some students do not like to move. They just stand there, and the whole time they just don't move, okay? It is okay to have some body movement, but it has to be associated to the speech. Sometimes I see people who like to dance when they're speaking. No reason, they just go. I'm giving my speech like this. You are laughing. That's true. Observe, right? This is a matter of practicing. You need to stand on the same spot without moving, and only move when you are trying to emphasize a point, for example. Gesture is the same. Some people don't gesture. They are, again, like robots. Okay? Some people gesture like, do you know Japanese Superman? Right? Some people gesture too much, and it's quite annoying. Do you know? You know all that? Again, this one. So when you gesture, it is okay to gesture, but don't do it too much. Again, it has to be related to the content. Don't say, the first point is this, the third point is this, right? It doesn't match, you know? You go crazy. What's happening? I saw the Sailor Moon gesture over there. Good. And then boy, girlfriend. Friend is your facial expression. In an audience like this, it is very difficult to see my facial expression. Okay? In a small room, it makes matter. But please don't overact, otherwise it's too fake, you know? I'm very sad. That's not good. And it has to be associated to your speech. So boy, girlfriend is very important. Body movement, gesture, and facial expression has to be associated to your speech. And then E is eye contact. Again, my favorite topic. Some of you like to carry your cue card onto the stage. Here's my cue card. I don't have any cue card, by the way. So when you look at the cue card, you look like this. Okay, I'm reading. You've got a very good speech, but you're reading. Some do this. Okay, it's like, have you seen Sichuan change face? Change face, right? Don't do this. Do not do this, please. If you have cue card, do you know where's the best place to hold your cue card? How do you hold your cue card? Put it in your pocket. Or even don't bring it onto the stage, because it's all in here. Okay? We'll talk more about this now, later. Okay, eye contact has to be natural. You need to involve people in all the direction. You don't need to look at them, right? You just need to scan through it. To do this, I'd like to do another exercise. So what I want to do is this is aisle here, right? People on this side, please look at people on that side. Like, turn your body and look at this way. Oh, actually, no. All stand up. All stand up. Yeah. And then what you do is you face each other. Face each other. So, yeah, people on this side stand like this. People on the other side stand like this. Now, you need to use some imagination. That's the only way I can do this exercise. Is imagine that you are on stage. There are 300 eyes. If you stand on this side, there are 300 pair of eyes looking at you right now. And there are 300 pair of eyes looking at you right now. Okay? You are on stage. You are getting a little bit nervous, maybe. Okay? So imagine that you are on stage. Please present yourself in the best way. You know, don't look angry, don't look scary, don't look, you know what, okay? If your hands is in the pocket, by the way, please take them out, okay? Have your hands just placed there. Scan through the area. So like, look at different people in the area. It does not have to be a robotic. It can be natural. We will stand here for 1 minute. The name of the game is the scary 1 minute. Let's begin. Yes, it is crazy. I can hear. No talking. Now feel the pressure. People are looking at you. If you are nervous, breathe in. Just move your hands naturally. Don't try not to put them in the pockets or cover you or behind your back. Just relax a little bit. We still have 30 seconds. Well, someone's doing Gangnam Style? What's happening? One minute is actually quite long. Okay, sit down, please. It is quite rare that we have got a big audience for us to have to practice how to make eye contact with each other. Even if you're at home, it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult to find a big audience. And it is just a matter of preparation and practice. Preparation and practice. So you need to practice this. Finally, I need to run the final exercise, which I need 5 volunteers only, really 5 volunteers. So the first 5 will come to the front, please. Come to, come. So I've got 2 already, 5 already. Good, come. Yeah, all come to the stage. Yep, if you already stood up, please come to the front of the stage. Come, don't be shy. Yep, over there. Okay, so each, go to the other side. So, sorry. Now, usually, if someone is not doing the right job, it's the facilitator's problem. I have not explained it very clearly. So, 5 people only, and each one of you will get a piece of paper now. And please read the piece of paper to help me perform what is written on the piece of paper. So this is just an act. So this is Miss Hong Kong, Mr. Hong Kong, okay? So Miss Hong Kong, contestant number 1, please show me your act. Get a mic. Yes, need a mic. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, just come to the stage. Hello.
What is your name?
That's my question.
Really? My name's Douglas.
You're Douglas.
Yes.
Douglas, how are you today?
I'm fine, but I'm tired.
You are tired.
Yes.
You look tired.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I'll give you a mic.
Okay.
I'm going to stage now.
Okay. Watch out. Okay. Now, Douglas, do you feel that he is a very confident speaker, by the way? No, he's just helping me to do his job, right? His job was to pretend to be quite tired. You see his posture? He was sort of doing this, right? So if you are doing this when you are delivering your speech, that's not good, okay? So please, stand up like this. So the second actor. Okay. Okay, what's your name?
My name is Ethan.
Oh, they can't see you. Turn your face over. Your name is Ethan?
Yeah.
Yeah, where do you live?
I live in Kuntong.
Kuntong, okay. So what is, thank you, Ethan. So what is wrong with Ethan? He was doing this, right? Oh, doing this. He was doing this, okay? Again, over gesture, right? So the third person, thank you. Oh!
Hey, hello.
I don't have a prize, otherwise I'll give you. Okay, what's your name?
Yeah, I'm Harry.
You're Henry or Harry?
Harry.
Harry, oh,
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he is not so good looking. But imagine if he is doing a contest and he keeps doing this. Wow, good job, good job. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, our young generation are full of skills, right? So let's see the fourth person. Okay. Okay. Hi. What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Sanya.
Sanya, and where do you live?
I live in Hinshui.
Hinshui. Okay, well done. Now, what she was trying to say, maybe you can't see it. She was doing this. Okay, it's very cool, isn't it? It's very cool to do, but not in a professional stage. Okay, If you are going to be a professional speaker, what's cool that you do on the street does not mean that it will look cool on the stage. I've really seen some people walk into the room like this is a contest, right? I am cool, right? But then, it's a professional speaking contest. You shouldn't do that. If you want to do that, do this at, I'm sure it is quite cool, but not in a speech contest. And don't do this in school presentation as well, unless your teacher is Moses Chan, maybe, okay? So next one. Okay, hello.
Hello,
What's your name?
my name is Yuki.
Okay, and where do you live?
I live in Mayfu.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you. A round of applause to all the contestants. Thank you very much for all the actors. Now, what is wrong with the last person? There is nothing wrong, right? So this is the way that you should do it. Perhaps our recommendation for her is to be even more confident, okay? Just come here and own the stage. And have you noticed one thing? She is the only person who was not holding any notes. Okay? She put the notes in her pocket. And you would look much better if you do not have notes. I understand that it is difficult to remember all the things. But I've managed to remember all the things for a 1.5-hour seminar, which will finish almost now, right? So you don't have any excuse of not being able to remember anything. Also, if you don't remember, who would know apart from yourself? Because you wrote the speech. If you miss out one tiny bit, it doesn't matter. I'm not encouraging you to not remember. But if you wrote an entire speech for like maybe 5 minutes, if you forget one line, unless it is the opening and the closing line, no one will notice. So please, be confident about your content. I'd rather you stand here confidently and present your ideas than trying to remember everything and get very nervous. Again, a matter of preparation and practice. So I'll finish this part with one short demo, okay? One short demo, the importance of acting confident. So pretend that I'm the first time doing this, and I am reading one sentence to you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The sun will rise from the east tomorrow morning. Why are you laughing, right? This is a fact. But because the way I present it, it is not convincing. But if I tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow morning, the sun will rise from the west. Now, the content is crazy. But then the way you present it is more convincing. If the judge or the audience was falling asleep, if they suddenly wake up and say, oh, really? Will the sun rise, from the west tomorrow? Maybe, okay? It's more convincing than the first one anyway. I'm not asking you to lie, but just have faith in your content because you wrote the content. So that's all I have to say in this session. I will have the Q&A, and then we'll have summary. So, thank you. Thank you for your active participation as well. Okay? In the Q&A section, actually, you can put your hand up and ask questions. I have also another rule, right? You ask your questions. The audience will help me to categorize whether these questions belong to the content, structure, or delivery. So,
yeah, any of you can raise questions. Just feel free to raise your hand, and we'll have volunteers to bring the mic to you. And when you hold a mic, please try to use the tag to face the outside so we can take pictures of you and the beautiful tag as well.
You said that the body language is body movements, gesture, facial expression, eye contact, but you did not talk about the P.
Okay.
Yes, you forgot to talk about the P.
Thank you. So first of all, categorize. What is the category? Content, body, or sorry? Delivery, right? Good. I forgot to talk about the P, did I? So usually in situations like this, I'm also teaching you how to share with you how to answer questions, right? So as a presenter, you need to say, this is a very good question, because you remind me of a point, right? So yes, thank you. The P is the posture, okay? How you stand. Posture is, the exercise is a demonstration of a posture. If you come up, do you want to come up as a very tired person, a hip-hop style, or professional style? It is how you present yourself in front of the audience. Okay? P is the posture. Thank you. So well done.
Hi.
Hello.
I wanted to know, when you have a speech, you have your introduction, main body, and conclusion. But sometimes when you have your speech, it tends to become repetitive. Your points, because you're introducing it and then concluding with the same idea. So how do you make your speech sound, not too repetitive?
Okay, thank you for the question. So is this content, structure, or delivery? It's content and structure, right? So her question was, sometimes it is very repetitive. If I already mentioned it in the body, and then I repeat it again in the conclusion, that's very repetitive. That's true. If you already express yourself enough in the content, in the summary, you just sort of pick points from the main body. Do not repeat everything. It's a bit like if you talked about 3 ideas, and then each idea is about 2 minutes long, for example, and then you just probably pick the first line and the last line of the ideas, and then make it in the summary. In reality, it is quite difficult for human beings to engage in active listening for more than 3 to 5 minutes. So they will probably miss one of the 3 points. So it is better to have a conclusion, to remind them the points that they've missed, than, to you it's repetitive, but to the audience it's not always the case. Thank you.
I would like to ask, when you're delivering a speech and you want to interact with your audience, except for asking questions and stuff, can you do other things to interact with the audience, or can you go off stage to interact with them?
Okay, thank you. So content, structure, delivery, right? Can I get off the stage and interact with them? I want to, right? But sometimes it is not appropriate, unless you're Alan Tam. Otherwise, you rarely would go off the stage and then, don't think that you are a superstar. It is good that you want to get off stage, but once you get off stage, there are many things that would happen. People will come from the aisle and punch you in the face, and you may not be able to come back to the stage. I think it's quite strange for the audience to have someone in the audience. I think it only happens in a concert, okay? And the first part to your question was, how else can you interact with the audience apart from asking questions? It's quite simple. Audience are quite also natural human beings. If you walk towards them that way, they tend to look at you. And the closer you walk, they tend to engage with you more. And then if you are, for example, this is a big room, right? In a smaller room where you don't have a stage, if you lean forward like that, they tend to react to you more. Do this test at school. For example, you have got a row of desks, right? And then all of a sudden, when you are making a point, it has to be related to a point, right? You suddenly walk towards the audience and then lean forward towards them. They are either more engaged or they suddenly wake up. Some of your classmates will fall asleep during your speech, and then if you walk towards them, they go, ooh, okay, and that person wasn't listening. Yeah. How much time do I have, sorry? 10 minutes still, okay.
Is the use of humor okay in a speech?
Okay, is the use of humor okay in the speech? Are you referring to the contest or what? Or any time?
The contents.
The contest?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, I think you're asking the wrong person. Is using humor okay in the speech? I, of course, say it is okay. Let me think. Well, as a judge, remember, or a teacher, or an audience, if you listen to 11 speeches or 20 speeches in one morning, if none of them use humor, then it can potentially be very boring. All of them may be talking about something very smart, something very intelligent. But then if 20 of them are like this, it is not as entertaining. But on the other side of the coin, if all 20 of them are like me, then you'll be very tired, right? You just walk up the stage and crack a joke, and I think the best way to answer this question is, if you use humor, please somehow associate that with the content. So if you just say something funny, but it has nothing to do with the speech, then just leave it. But if you have got an idea, and then you use humor, that's appropriate. And also, before your punchline of your joke, pause a little bit to increase the effect.
You said that you need to attract the
Sorry,
audience.
where are you? Oh, yeah. Hello.
You said that you need to attract the audience's attention, but how do you do that?
Did I say that? I need to attract the audience attention?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. How do I attract the audience attention? Usually when you go onto the stage, the attention is usually on you. You have about 3 to 5 seconds to make a good impression. If you begin to switch off the lights, switch on your PowerPoint, then there's a high chance that you will lose their attention. If you begin with your cue card in your hand and look down, okay, that's another higher chance to lose their attention. Okay? So when you walk onto the stage, you need to look very confident, and preferably with no cue card in your hands. No cue card does not mean that you cannot write notes on your hands. That's what I do. I didn't do it today, right? Because the speech is too long. Okay. So sometimes if I've got very important things to say, if I think I may forget it, I just write it on my hands. It's natural to look at your hands, but don't do this. Okay? So yeah. So the first few seconds is very important. You attract the attention. Once you get it, usually unless you suddenly drop your energy level, right? You won't lose the attention. Okay, again. Thank you for your question. Do I still have time, sorry? 3 to 5, okay. So 3 more questions.
In the demonstration, you told us that it's better to draw the attention with the audience using the interactive skill, but is it appropriate to always interact with the audience in any form of presentation, such as the scientific presentation?
Good, thank you. Now, if you are pointing out, today what I'm doing is a speech. It's a public speaking, all right? What I'm demonstrating, I'm using this style today because I said that it is a workshop. That's where we interact and work together. When you are at school, sometimes because there are many different styles of public speaking, if you are asked to deliver a project, for example, present some scientific finding, you wouldn't do this. You wouldn't say, I have got this chemical formula. Professor or teacher, what is your answer? You wouldn't interact with your teacher like that, right? So you need to think what is the appropriate style to deliver it. You also need to think, to me, my impression that is you are a very brainly smart person. To me, okay? I'm not sure whether you are, but it looks like that. So your style may be to present just, confidently in front of the class about the findings that you have. You do not have to necessarily always add these things to it. Oh, thank you.
So I want to ask how to use rhetorical question to engage the audience well and how to impress the audience. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. How do you use rhetorical question to engage the audience? Well, you just ask the question, but you don't, am I correct? You ask the question and you don't expect an answer. That's a rhetorical question, right? Sometimes I use it But I found the Hong Kong audience quite interesting. When you ask them a question, they usually give you an answer. Okay? You get two styles. One is you ask the question, they give you the answer. The other style is you ask them the question, complete silence. No one responds to you. Okay? So maybe that's why you have this rhetorical question. I don't have an answer to that, sorry. I think you just ask the question. When I ask the question, I expect some reaction from the audience. Okay? If you want to please the audience or engage the audience, I think you just be yourself. Don't act too much. Oh, one thing, never, 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 never insult the audience. If you say something and the audience has no reaction, I've seen people like this. She or he said something, no reaction. And then she said, oh, I revealed her gender, sorry. She said, are you deaf? You know, that's not good. That is not good. That is not, you think I'm joking, it's serious, right? So try not to do this. I know you won't do this. Okay, so one last final question, I think.
Good afternoon. I want to ask if you mess up your structure in the middle of a speech, like if you mess up your topic sentence, and how can you make up that mistake you made?
So sorry, have I ever messed up my structure? Or
No. I mean, if you, like, in the middle of your speech, you're nervous and then you
forget something.
Yeah, and then
how do I recover?
Yes.
Ah, good. I have only got 2 words for you. Keep talking. Continue the speech. There's no. It's like the person already lost breath and she or he is lying on the floor. You can't save it. You know, what's gone is already gone. But what's worse is you think about, oh no, I forget that point. So I go back. That wondering sort of lose your thunder. Okay, just continue. Pretend that nothing happened. The audience who are awake, they will know that you have missed something. The audience who are asleep, they don't know that you have missed that. Okay, just pretend that nothing happened. And also, do not change your speech to repeat what you have just missed. Just continue. Okay, unless you have leaved a very major big point, which will make your speech under time, then you need to think quick to how to react. But just continue to go. Yes, continue to talk. Okay, so thank you. So this is my summary. Finally, you get to see a PowerPoint today. I do know how to use the PowerPoint. Although I'm brother Andrew, I still use how to use the PowerPoint. So this is a summary of today's presentation. What have we talked about? Upside down, sorry. Technology. So what have we talked about? What is PMP? Yes, public speaking is about preparation and practice. And there are 3 things that we need to prepare in public speaking or delivering speeches, which is, yes, very good. And in the content, there are things that you need to be aware of, which is the 5 W's and the 1 H. Questions that begins with what, why, when, where, how, why, and how, right? And then you need to find your style, whether it is serious or Gangnam, right? And then in terms of the vocal variety, the structure, you need to have a clear opening, a closing, and then points in between. But what's most important is these points have to be related. Don't have sharp angles. Don't put needles into our ears, okay? Have sharp, okay? It's like a sandwich. If the lettuce works with the ham perfectly and the bread perfectly, it tastes good. If you put a piece of, I don't know, potato chips in the sandwich, maybe it doesn't work quite well. This is using vocal variety. Okay? It's all about the P's. The pitch, the pace, the power, and the pause. Okay? And then, boy, girlfriend, it's pizza. It is delivery. Your body movement, gesture, facial expression, eye contact, and posture. Finally, I hope that you can, I gave you a sandwich today, and I hope in the future, when you deliver your speeches, you have this. Now, remember, public speaking happens anywhere at any time. Even when you are asking for your mom for more pocket money, it is one form of public speaking. And you can apply the skills that we have used today. Remember, it is just a matter of preparation and practice. And entering the contest is an excellent way to prepare and practice. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew Yuan, for your generous sharing. May I now pass the time to Carmen on stage, and she will talk to you about more details about the coming contest.
Okay, so I'll try to make it short so that you guys can finish it on time. So may we have another round of applause for Andrew, who comes here today to share with us his amazing experience in English public speaking, as well as a lot of tips on it so that you can find it useful. I know that a lot of you come here today because you would like to try English public speaking. I also know that some of you have applied for the competition, while some of you have not yet enrolled in it. So here I am here today to tell you more about the competitions. For those who have signed up for the competitions, I know that some of you have a lot of questions because a lot of you have joined for the first time. So I'll go through it there briefly with you. And for those who have not yet joined the competition, I'm here to convince you to fill in the green form you're having in your hand right now so that you will join the competition and to embrace your journey in English public speaking after today. So basically, our English public speaking contest, although it's known as a contest, is way more than a contest, which you can see earlier in our video. It is an opportunity for you to enhance your English public speaking skills, to push your boundary and try something new, and also to share your thoughts and beliefs with others. So it's not only a competition that you need to prepare for, but it's more an opportunity for you to improve your English. It's an opportunity and a practice for you to speak English outside classes. So if you would like to improve your English, you definitely should try something, and you definitely should sign up for the competition. So I'll keep this very short because I think Dr. Werner Bakley has also talked about it before. Our competition has started in 2004, and this is our 10th year anniversary. We got more than 13,000 people applying for the competition over the years. But what you would like to know, I believe, is the flow of the competition. So as you can see, we will have our preliminary rounds, and a lot of you have actually called to our office, to the secretariat, and asked about when the preliminary round is going to be. So the preliminary round is going to be in the 19th to 27th of the January. You won't come every single day because you don't have to. So what we would do is that we will randomly allocate a time slot for you so that you can come here according with the assigned time slot. All the time slot will be outside school hours, which means it may be a weekday evening or weekend morning, afternoon, or evening. So it won't affect your school. So after you finish your preliminary rounds, all the first place will enter the semifinals directly, and all the second places will enter the rival round to compete for the last 3 places. And then after the semifinals, we got the top 5 to enter the grand finals. It happens and applies for both junior and senior divisions, which means at the grand finals, we're going to actually have 10 people, 5 from junior division and 5 from senior divisions. So very simple, the preliminary rounds is going to be from 19th Jan to 27th Jan. The contest at the preliminary rounds, a lot of you have asked, so what are you going to talk about? It's going to be a 3-minute prepared speech on a self-selected topic. Some of you have asked about if you can add humor into your speech or if you can talk about this or that in your speech. You can talk about everything in your speech. You can make it funny. You can make it really serious. It's up to you. And it's more like an opportunity for you because I know a lot of you here today, some of you may be taking the DSE very soon. So for you, it would be an opportunity for you to practice your English as well because what you're going to do the same in the DSE examination. So there are going to be 2 to 3 adjudicators. There will be no audience like the speech festival. So it will actually be less stressful for some of you because you're only going to talk to that 2 to 3 people. After the preliminary rounds, all of you will receive a certificate with professional judges' comments so that you can read about it and you can improve from it. And the good thing is, all of them are free of charge if you apply it today. So, or if you have applied. So, in addition to the certificate, we'll also choose about 50 students in the preliminary rounds to receive the most interesting topic award. So this is a new thing this year. So in the rifle round, same thing. It's a 3-minute prepared speech on a self-selected topic. You can talk about everything. The only thing that you can't talk about or you can't mention in your speech is just school of study. It's the name of the school of study. We just try to make it fair for everyone. So about 60 students can enter the rifle round for another chance to compete for the last 3 places for the semifinals. And then to join the direct entry. So that at the semifinals, it's going to be more competitive, it's going to be more challenging, is that you're going to have a 3-minute impromptu speech on a given topic. So what impromptu is that you can't prepare it beforehand. What you're going to do is that when you come to the competition, you will be given 50 minutes and you will prepare for it without any dictionaries or any electronic devices, so you can't do any research after that. And then we will choose 5 places to enter the grand finals. The top 6 to the top 10 will be awarded as top 10 and be invited to the Certiao Young English Ambassadors Program, which you have met today earlier, our group of bright young people. So as in the previous rounds, there are going to be adjudicators, but no audiences. So the audience will come at the grand finals, comes award ceremony, which even if you can't enter the grand finals, we also welcome all of you to come join as a learning opportunities, because that's where you can learn from the winners from a very close distance. So the Grand Final Comes Award Ceremony is going to be held in the Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center on the 23rd of February. And the winners will prepare a 3-minute prepared speech on a given topic. So the senior winners, as a bonus, the senior winners will represent Hong Kong to attend the International Public Speaking Competition in London. And also, for the first time this year, is that the junior and senior winners may also represent Hong Kong to participate in the national competition in mainland China in March. So it is going to be a really good opportunity for those high flyers who would like to join the competition as well. So I feel there is some peruse that you may always ask. For details, rules, and regulations, we have uploaded it on the internet on our contest website. So please go check it out before the competition. It is a must because there are a lot of useful information that you need to know about. So no school uniform, don't mention your school of study. The speech must be original. You can't copy it online. You can't copy it from a book. You can't read a poem or something. So cue cards are allowed, but there are no pops allowed. So there's no grace period, which means you have to have a really good timing before you come, and you must stop at the 3 minutes. So basically, I would just convince those who haven't applied for the competition right now to apply by telling you the benefits and awards you're going to receive in the competition. All contestants who come to the preliminary rounds or even higher rounds will receive a certificate and comments for the professional judges for your further improvement. And about 25% of the participants, which is about 500 of them, will receive a certificate marked with achieve good performance as long as you are ranked from the second place to the 10th place in the preliminary rounds. And also, the best thing is, if you sign up for the competition, we'll keep you on our mailing list, and you will be among the first to join our English public speaking training and courses, which some of them are actually free of charge, like today. So you will also have the opportunity to represent Hong Kong to join the national and international English public speaking competition. So for more details, you can check out the contest website for the contest updates, tips, and learning materials for the skills. And also, when you come in on your seat, you will have a green paper. So this is the application form for the competition. For those who have not signed up for the competition, you can fill it in right now and give it to our staff outside. Today, we are still offering the early bird privilege with a full fee waiver, which means that you don't have to pay for the $50 application fee if you submit this application form today. So after you submit it, we will help you enroll in the competition so that you will receive a confirmation very soon. It would definitely be a very good opportunity for you to practice what you have learned today and to apply it and to start your English public speaking journey. So thank you. And also, in the meantime, I would like to ask you to also fill in the white paper that you're also given, which is an evaluation form, so that you can give us some feedbacks on what you think about today's workshop so that we can further improve in the future. So thank you again for coming, and I will give back the time to our MC.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your attention today. So just fill in the questionnaire and we will have volunteers to help collect them.